Hello, Trev here. I'm going to do some Oasis sort of little tuition videos a bit on each of the songs from their first two albums. So definitely Maybe and What's the Story Morning Glory. So I'm not going to do the whole song because that's going to take too long. Just give you kind of the gist of it. And I'll put a little link in the descriptions as to the Ultimate Guitar sort of chord sheet that I used. So Oasis are a great kind of band. When I was a teenager, they were releasing their songs, and a lot of the songs are very easy for sort of intermediate guitarists. Once you know a good few shapes on guitar, they're quite accessible songs. So I do encourage you to play along, and they've just, you know, reformed and they're doing all their tour and stuff. So it's a good band to be following at the moment. Okay, so if we start with Definitely Maybe, we'll go through in order. Rock and Roll Star, the version that they've this person's tabbed out uses a capo on the second fret. I'm not actually 100% sure if they use a capo on the original recording, but you will need a capo for a couple of them anyway, so it's worth just doing it. So clip it on the second fret, and the chords that we will need for Rock and Roll Star are A chord, D chord, we need a B minor chord, and a G chord. And then later on we need an F sharp minor chord. And I think that's it. Okay, so we start with A chord. If you know a little blues sort of hammer-on thing, I quite like doing that. So we got this. I live my life in the city, and there's no easy way out. The day's moving just too fast for me. So what I'm doing for that is I've got A with a little hammer on, and then kind of a quick D, and then A, and then D again, and then B minor, and G, and A. So that's pretty much the verse. I need some time in the sunshine, I gotta slow it right down. The day's moving just too fast for me. And now we've got the next bit, so F sharp minor. I live my life for the stars that shine. People say it's just a waste of time. Then they said I should feed my head. Said to me it's just a day in bed. So we've got F sharp minor, D, A. Does that a few times. And not concerned about the way we are. Then G is our wheel. E, concerned about the way I feel tonight. I'm a rock and roll star. Tonight I'm a rock and roll star. And then I think it kind of repeats, or maybe that's it in fact. But yeah, that's the gist of it. Like I say, do follow along to the tab, and I'll put the link below, or the chord sheet rather. Okay, so the next song we've got is Shakermaker, and the chords we'll need are B, and you can play B on the second fret, or you can play it up. I'd probably prefer to play it on the 7th fret in fact for this song. I think that's nearer what they were playing. We need an E chord, and we need an A chord, and we need an F sharp. Okay, so starting with B chord, I'm going to play it on the 7th fret because that's my preferred voicing, but you could play it there. I'd like to be somebody else and not know where I've been. I'd like to build myself a house out of plasticine. Shake along with me. Shake along with me. So I remember why. So the reason I like that 7th fret is you can actually leave the top 2 strings ringing. So you've got B. I've been driving in my car with my friend Mr. Soft, and then we've got E, Mr. Clean and Mr. Ben, living in my loft. Back to B, and then A, E, shake along with me, and again A, shake along with me. And then we do have another bit which goes D. I'm sorry, but I just don't know. I know I said I told you so. So it's a D and then an A and then a B. That's time. And then E. Don't you know it's the right time to shake along with me? So actually I would use the 7th fret B for the verse, and then in that kind of chorusy middle 8 sort of section use a B chord there. Okay, so that gives you the gist of that one. 3rd track, Live Forever. So Live Forever is obviously a classic, one of their most famous songs. We need a G chord, and they're suggesting using the kind of 2-finger G chord with kind of a finger on the top 2 strings. Strings 1 and 2 on fret 3, like that, and then a D chord, A minor 7, and then a C, and then a D. So we've got maybe, and then D. I don't really want to know how your garden grows. I just want to fly lately, and does again, and D. A minor, and C, and then a D, and then the chorus, or the pre-chorus even, E minor. Maybe I just want to fly, want to live, I don't want to die. Maybe I just want to breathe, maybe I just don't believe. Maybe you're the same as me, we see things I'll never see. You and I are gonna live forever. So then we need an F major 7, which is actually easier than a full bar chord F. It's like, I often call it like a squashed up C, but you've got that open E at the top. So just going back a little bit, so maybe E minor, E, I, and then a D, and then A minor 7, and then to a C, and D, and then E minor. The same as me, we see things I'll never see. You and I are gonna live forever. Gonna live forever. And it kind of repeats like that. In fact, I'm noticing that he's kind of, this tab is basically not doing repeats at all. So if you want to follow the entire lyrics to the song, then it might be worth looking for the full version. But like I say, it gives you a kind of a gist and a starting point for all of the songs on the first 2 albums. So I'm aiming for, and seeing if I remember them myself actually. So Up in the Sky. So we've got C add 9. Sounds complicated, but it's actually one of these Oasis-y chords with those 2 fingers. I'm just going to move across a little bit, but that's better. So we've got those 2 fingers on the strings 1 and 2, fret 3, and then a C, kind of the bottom of a C, I would think of it. If you think a C is like that, it's like that, yeah. So we've got hey, 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 hey you, up in the sky, learning to fly, tell me how high. So you've got that sort of swapping. Do you think you'll go before you start falling? So we've got D minor add 11. I mean, basically you want the lowest sounding to be a D. D minor. Yeah, D minor add 11 is correct. Hey you, up in a tree, you wanna be me, well that couldn't be, 'cause the people here, they don't hear you calling. And then we've got a little bit of A7. How does it feel when you're inside me? So it kind of repeats like that. You've got a lot of sort of jangly, sort of suspended chords. Welcome to my world. Hey you, stealing the light. Heard that just run out of your life. Well, it's just too bad. Welcome to my world. How does it feel when you're inside me? And it does have a kind of a break here where I think Noel sings this bit, D chord. You need assistance with the things that you, E minor, D, C. It's just a case of never breathing out, E minor, D and C. A7, but how does it feel when you're inside me? Yeah, a nice song. Good stuff. Columbia. Okay, so Columbia is a really kind of powerful, full-on song. We've got A chord, C chord, and D chord, and apparently that's it. Okay, so there we were. I'm not doing much on strumming patterns, am I? I think more of a kind of, you can kind of just do kind of straight down strokes, but maybe an accent on 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and there we were. Now here we are. All this confusion, nothing's the same to me. There we were, now here we are. D chord, and then a C chord. But I can't tell you the way I feel, because the way I feel is oh so new to me. Can't tell you the way because way I feel is so new to me. Dun, dun. And there's like a riff. I'm not covering everything. I mean, there's obviously a lot going on in the kind of in the rest of the band. But I mean, that's quite a cool song just for three chords. I mean, you can see the C sharp in the A chord. Then changes to a C natural in the C chord. So you've got this sort of ambiguity or kind of where it is in terms of the stability. So it's, you know, it's quite clever really, just for a 3 chord change. Okay, moving on though. So Supersonic, maybe their first single, I think Supersonic was. So we've got F sharp minor, and they recommend playing it as a full bar chord, but I think if I that jangly top sort of is a bit easier than the bar chord, but that's more in line with the full the recording as well. So you've got F sharp minor, A and B, which you can play in a number of ways, like I said before. Probably I'd play it there. I tend to sort of use a double bar, but I might like to play it like that. So F sharp minor, A, B, F sharp minor, down, down, up, down, up, something. I need to be myself. I can't be no one else. I'm feeling supersonic. Give me gin and tonic. You can have it all, but how much do you want? So it's just those 3 chords. You might even want to play 5th fret, 7th fret, because that adds that jangle. Give me your autograph. Can I ride with you in my BMW? Sail with me in my yellow submarine? Then we've got to change to an E chord. You need to find out, 'cause no one's gonna tell you what I'm on about. You need to find a way for what you want to say. And then we've got a C#7, which is on the 4th fret. But before tomorrow. So this is modulating. So again, it's quite interesting to D major. 'Cause my friend says he'll take you home. Sits in the corner all alone. He lives under a waterfall. We've got D, A, E, F# minor. Waterfall. Nobody can see him. Nobody can ever hear him call. Do do do. Nobody can ever hear him call. So I think, yeah, there's a repeat, and then it would go back to the. Yeah, great song as well. They're really well written. I mean, not loads of chords, but they've all got, you know, a variety in a bridge or a chorus. Bring It Down. Okay, so Bring It Down. I didn't know this one as much. So we've got a B minor. So B minor is. Again, you can play all of these chords in various different positions, and if you're playing on a different instrument as well, like if you're playing on piano, it's not very piano dominant. There is some piano in their albums, but very, very sparsely. But you can obviously play along on a piano and play the chords, or indeed ukulele or a different instrument. But B minor, what's that sound ringing around your brain? D chord, today's a blur. You got a head like a ghost train. Well, what's that sound ringing around your brain? You're here on your own, bound to blame. So I have to admit, I don't know this song very well. And then B minor, D sus2, A, B minor, D sus2, A, you don't care. And back to B minor, bring it on down, bring it down for me. Your head's in a fish tank, your body and your mind can't breathe. So again, it's kind of a 4-chord sequence, but you know, quite a nice little change there with the B minor, D sus2. You're just leaving that. So Oasis and Britpop, or I mean, I don't know if they kind of defined Britpop really, is quite kind of jangly, as well as, I mean, their most recent tour and their kind of 2025 tour sounds quite rocky. But I remember when Oasis came out, the kind of the Britpop was quite a jangly, you know, open sounds. So like a sus2, or you know, a 7 or an add 9 sort of chord. So where are we up to? Bring It Down. Cigarettes and Alcohol. So another one of these classic ones, which is very, very famous. So one of their main hits. So the chords we'll need. I like starting with the chord that we're going to play first, really. But E chord, F# minor chord, A chord, and later on we'll need a D chord as well. So 4 chords, probably just play them like that. You will need a bar chord if you can just about manage a bar chord. Do it like that, but so it's got a really cool riff as well, but I won't go into riffs. Like I say, there's probably loads of videos on the specific songs if you want to go into more depth. So we're just doing E chords. Is it my imagination I finally found something worth looking for. So you got E chords. I was looking for some action, an F sharp minor, and then A, alcohol. And you can do that little bluesy. You can wait for a lifetime to spend your days in the sunshine. You might as well do the right line, 'cause when it comes on top, I'm gonna make it happen. You gotta make it happen. You gotta make it happen. You gotta make it happen. So you basically got A, D and E swapping around. Yeah, a really, really effective song, really kind of cool. All I found was cigarettes and alcohol. Yeah, I really like doing that sort of chugging. What's it, the 5th and the 6th, isn't it, of the chord? But yeah, that's a really cool song as well. So okay, so we've got a couple more on this album. Digsy's Dinner. Have we got 3 more? Yeah, it's 3 more. So Digsy's Dinner. So A chord, and you'll find once you've used the chords, they do reuse the chords quite a bit. So they're quite a big fan of like the F sharp minor and the C sharp. So we need C sharp 7 in this case, so that's a bar on the 4th fret, and then a D, and then E7. If you ever see a 7, you can admit it, it would work, but if you see a major and a minor, it's really important that you get that kind of right. So E and E7, it's just about how many shapes you know, but you can simplify quite a lot of things. You can't really substitute like a sharp to a C, unfortunately. So a C sharp is a little bit of an odd chord. I mean, you could do a C and move it up 1, although you're going to have to be careful of the open strings. Anyway, so it's definitely not a beginner song. Some of them are a little bit more advanced, but like I say, it's kind of a nice intermediate. So once you know your basic chord shapes, they're quite nice songs, as are the Beatles, obviously. If you go into the Beatles and, they're using different patterns as well. So you've got A chord. What a life it could be if you could come to mind for tea. I'll pick you up at 3:30. We'll have lasagna. So this is a bit more sort of staccato. I'll treat you like a queen. I'll give you strawberries and cream, and then your friends will all go green for my lasagna. So yeah, very cool song. And then E, these could be the best days of our lives, but I don't think we'll be living very wise. Oh no. I'm not sure if the chords are right on that bit, but that's his tab. But what a life it can be if you can come to mind for tea. I'll pick you up at 3:30. We'll have lasagna. These could be the best days of our lives. So I think it should be a D on that. So this could be, instead of an E, days of our lives. I mean, nowadays, actually, if you listen to songs, AI can tell you the chord as it comes up as well. So, but this is just giving you a little gist of kind of the song. Yeah, not a full tuition, but a little bit on each song of the album. So these are the kind of most popular albums. So Slide Away is the next one. A minor 7, G, and F. So we've got that for quite a while through the song, and then you've got a couple of different, slide in baby. Yeah, that kind of chord that I was mentioning before with the kind of slide in baby, with the jangly top. But anyway, let's see how it goes. So slide away, give it all you've got. Mine today falling from the top. I dream of you, all the things you say. I wonder where you are now. So it goes again. So A minor 7, G, F, and just repeats. Dump me on my knees, I dream of you. We talk of growing old. Say you please don't. And then they've just changed. Sliding, baby, together we'll fly. It's just basically G to F, and I think you could mute those strings or make it a bit more powerful without playing the full chord. But that's why it's saying G2 and F2, which isn't strictly a good name for them, because it's still got the major and minor elements to it. But anyway, sliding, baby, together we'll fly. I try praying, but I know. So we've got a full G there. So just what you're saying to me, and then a G7. So it is kind of important G2 or a G5, actually a power chord, and then a full G, and then a G7 leading into the chorus. Now that you're mine, we'll find a way of chasing the sun. F major 7, which we've used already in this album. So we've got that open jangly string again. Let me be the one who shines with you. In the morning, we don't know what to do. And then back to C, and then to G, and then to F. A minor 7, let me be the one that shines with you, can slide away, slide away, away. G and then E, and again this is slightly misnamed F sharp over D. It's meant to be D over F sharp. So I mean, obviously these are people who tab this out. They've just got a passion for the music, I guess, and they're not necessarily professional musicians that are sort of tabbing them out. Generally, when you're looking at something like Ultimate Guitar, you can see the rating of the tabs, and you know, if people like it or people make corrections or such like. It's pretty good. I mean, I think the first song, I don't know if a capo is how I would play it. Probably I'd play it without a capo, but so far all the other ones have been accurate, which is really good. And the last song on Definitely Maybe is Married with Children. So we've got a few bar chords again here. So E chord, A flat, which is on the 4th fret. So kind of an E-shaped bar chord moved up. And then in fact you just kind of move it across to get C sharp minor, and then an A chord, which you can play there, or you can play it on the 5th fret. Like that. So yeah, quite cool. And then C chord, B7. You could play B7 like that. Going home, and E. So a little bit more complicated chord sequence. So you've got E chord, A flat, C sharp minor, A, and C, B7, E. There's no need for you to say you're sorry. Goodbye, I'm going home. I don't care no more, so don't you worry. Goodbye, I'm going home. And then it goes a little bit more simple in the next bit. A chord and E chord. I hate the way that even though you know you're wrong, you say you're right. hate the books you read and all your friends. Your music shine, it keeps me up all night, up all night. And then it repeats. And yeah, so the tab doesn't have repeats in. So yeah, look up the full tab of each song if you particularly want to play it all. There is a bridge though, so C sharp minor. And it will be nice to be alone for a week or two. So C sharp minor and A flat, but this time minor. B right, and then A. Right back here with you, with you, with you, with you, with you, with you, with you. Probably an F sharp minor and then to E, and then that is the entire album. Okay, so next we move on to their second album, What's the Story, Morning Glory, which is arguably more successful than the first one and their most successful release. I went to Nebworth back in '96, and that was kind of like the height of their career, although they're doing a very good job of you know, drumming up a load of support again, sort of 2025, so you know, maybe they've still got a little bit left in them, but yeah, this was definitely the album that sort of made them, so to speak. So they're still starting their tour at the moment with Hello, which is the first song on the second album. So Hello uses the chords A minor, and we've got F major 7, so you can see the pattern of these chords kind of coming through. We've got a C, C over B. So when it has a slash on the chord, it means that the bass note is changing. So C would have a C note in the bass, and C over B is just sort of a different bass note. And later on, we're going to have an E and a G. Okay, so we've got A minor and F major 7. I don't feel as if I know you, take up all my time. The days are long and the nights will throw you away, just the sun don't shine. And nobody ever mentions the weather, make or break your day. And nobody ever seems to remember, life is a game we play. So the verse is, yeah, pretty cool little riff. A minor, F major 7, alternating, and then a C, and then C over B. Chorus, E. We live in the shadows, A minor, and then F major 7, and then G, and then C, C over B, A minor, F major 7, G, and then it does that. Be the same, just till the life I knew comes to my house and says. So B9. Let's see how they say to do B9. Almost. So you've got that's B7. So B9 with Miles and say hello. So I'll do the chorus with singing. We live in the shadows and we had the chance but threw it away. And it's never gonna be the same, 'cause the years are falling by like the rain. It's never gonna be the same till the life I knew comes to my house and says hello. So again, I'm not sure that B9 is correct. But I'm going to work out what's better than that. Okay, so I've just looked it up. It's a D7. So it kind of... It does sound different. Till the life I knew comes to my house and says hello. So if we do the chorus, the end of the chorus again, you've got C, C over B, A minor, and then F major 7, and then D7, and then A minor. Okay, so there's one mistake already. I'm not sure if that's gonna be all right through the rest of the tab. Let's see how we get on. So roll with it. Roll with it. It's got a G chord. Let's just see what other chords we need. You've got D7, and you've got C9, which is quite a lovely chord actually. Yeah, and then G. So you've got D7, C9, and then G. So that repeats a few times until you are A and A sus2. And again, this A sus2 is where it's sort of lifting a finger off, sus4 when you've got a finger on. But both, like I was saying, get that kind of suspended sort of jangly sound. You gotta roll with it, you gotta take your time, you gotta say what you say, don't let anybody get in your way, 'cause it's all too much for me to take. So I think this is where it started, the album started, where you've got kind of these top fingers. I say top because it's strings 1 and 2, or the highest part of the guitar, where you're keeping fingers on. So you've got G chords, and then so C, it's actually C add 9, they put C star, but you keep that finger on, and B, you've got, again, sort of, it's more a G over B or something, you've got that finger staying on, and then A sus4, that finger is still staying on, and then back to G. I think I got a feeling I'm lost inside, I think I'm gonna take me away and hide, I'm thinking of things that I just can't abide. There's already there in the D chord. And then let's see the chorus. So we've got F chord. I know the road down which your life will drive. Play whichever F you are comfortable with. If you're comfortable with the bar chord, you can do F. Slip inside. But if you want to do F major 7, it's gonna be all right if it helps you play the song. Behind the door. I know I think I recognize your face, but I never see you before. And then it repeats, I gotta roll with it. Yeah, very cool. So I like that song. The harmony, I remember Noel's harmony is sort of very kind of dissonant, sort of clashes with Liam's, and yeah, it's sort of, when you hear it, it sounds a little bit kind of off, but when you get used to it, it's just so catchy. So a really kind of nice harmony. Listen out to Noel singing on that song. Okay, next up is, I would say, the most famous song. There's another one which kind of hits that category as well, but Wonderwall. I have done a full Wonderwall tuition video, so I'm not going to do loads on Wonderwall, but just to kind of reference again those fingers on the 3rd fret, which are staying for the whole song, and also a capo. So this is kind of the reason a lot of people bought a capo, in fact, when I was, how old was I when Wonderwall came out? 14, 15, something like that. But yeah, we didn't know a capo. And it's like, how do you get that? Because it sounds very different when you kind of, it's like brighter and yeah, and that's to do with the capo. So you've got the kind of moving, the shifting upper key, brighter sound. Basically, you've got E minor, G, D, and A, but with 2 fingers kind of kept on for the whole thing. And like I said, I did a whole video on Wonderwall. So today is gonna be the day that they're gonna throw it back to you. By now, you should have somehow realized what you gotta do. I don't believe that anybody feels the way I do about you now. I'd love to play the whole thing, but I think I'm going to just fast track to the C add 9. So that's just a C with those two fingers on. And all the roads we have to walk are winding. So you've got C and then C add 9, D sus4 and E minor. I wouldn't worry too much about the names. I'd just think of them as like, keep those fingers on and then change it. C, D, G, over F sharp, E, G again, and then A sus, A7 sus4. Okay, A. Like I say, do look at my more in-depth video on Wonderwall particularly, and the strumming pattern as well. You're gonna be the one that saves me, and after all, you're my Wonderwall. So you've got E minor, you've got C, E minor, G, E minor for the chorus. Brilliant song. Already made a video on it, so do look that up. I'll put a little link in the top corner. Yeah, the next song is the other, I guess, most famous Oasis tune, and still play this at kind of weddings and various different functions. So Don't Look Back in Anger. So there's more chords in it. But they're all sort of fairly straightforward chords, apart from one, which which is like kind of a G sharp chord. But you've got C, slip inside, then G, and then A minor, and then E, and then F, and then G, and then C. And you've got A minor, G. There is an intro, which is C and F, which is taken from Imagine, so quite famously, got a piano. I think with F, it depends on what your aim is, but you know, just play whatever F feels comfortable, I think. If you're just strumming a song that only really has one bar chord in, you can sort of adapt it. If you are obviously practicing your bar chords, then do add the full chord, and it depends on what stage you're at, but don't not play this song because it's got an F in it. Slip inside the eye of your mind. Don't you know you might find a better place to play? So C and then G and then A minor, E and F and G and C. So then the chorus, or pre-chorus, sorry, you've got F and F minor, so actually you've got another complexity to it. So F minor, you'll have to lift a finger off, and then C. Said the brains I had went to my head. Step outside, summertime's in bloom. Stand up beside the fireplace. Take that look from off your face. You ain't ever gonna burn my heart out. So there's a couple of chords which are a little bit ambiguous generally, particularly the one that goes stand up beside the fireplace, take that look from off your face. And I might link the video. There was a whole video, this guy is really into Oasis, full on Oasis stuff. They've got it written yeah, G sharp over E, although I know that's the wrong name anyway because it's not over E, it's over G sharp. I would probably suggest just moving it up one. Stand up beside the fireplace, take that look from off your face. For most people that is a good enough alternative to the chord, but it's a cool little passing note. Take that look from off your face, then back to A minor. You ain't ever gonna burn my heart out. Yeah, so yeah, the guy, I'll put a link to it. It's a whole video on that chord, that sort of transition. But then chorus, we're back to normal chords. So C, G, A minor, and E, and then F, and then G, and then C, A minor, G. That's the same pattern as the verse. But don't look back in anger, I heard you say. And there's some really cool little guitar solos, or pentatonic minor sort of scales going on. That's pretty much it. So F, F minor, C, G, A minor, E, F, G, C. Yeah, a really kind of pretty chord progression. Hey Now, so let's move on. So I want to do the whole of the second album as well. Hey Now, okay, so it looks like the Swamp Song is track 6. So they've not notated the Swamp Song, but it's not, it's more like a little instrumental between it. But this is track 5, Hey Now. Okay, so we've got G chord, E minor 7, and then later on we've got a D and a G. So we've got, and our C add 9 comes in, and a couple of other ones. Oh yeah, we've got, oh that's a nice chord, B flat 6. But again, this finger is staying rigidly on. So jangly top, in this case it's a 3 and a 0. So G to E minor 7. And just to break it up, goes to D. I hitched a ride in my soul by the side of the road, just as the sky turned black. Walk with my fame down memory lane, never to find my way back. So it just does that all the time. D, D, G, looking at you, standing ignoring me. And now the, I thought that I heard someone say now, there's no time for running away now. Hey now, hey now. So that chorus is a little bit tricky. B flat 6. So you've got that finger on, but the B flat note is the most important. I guess there's 2 notes which are really important. There's that finger that you're keeping on, and the low B flat note. I thought that I heard, and then A 7 sus4, and then C add 9, and then G. So that might be a little bit of a stretch. Way now, hey now, hey now. Then we're back to this. Feel no shame, time's to chain. There's no time, cause time's no chain. Feel no shame. And then it goes through again. So yeah, an interesting sort of change in the chorus, which gets it kind of quite catchy as well. So the Swamp Song isn't notated in this tab, but it's just an instrumental anyway, so not really a sing-along one. Some Might Say is the next one. For some reason he's not put the chord, I'm just trying to be accurate to what they've notated, but D5. So D5 means without the major or the minor note. So again, there's various different ways you could play it. Some might say, but basically you want like a power chord. The sunshine follows thunder. So B sus2 is, well, like A sus2 moved up. Go and tell it to the man who cannot shine. might say that we should never ponder. So you could use, I think you could use B minor or B sus2. All our thoughts to take as they hold sway over time. Chorus, some might say we will find a brighter day. Some might say we will find a brighter day. There's that C9 coming. I think it's probably C add 9 though. So some might say we will find a brighter day. Yes, C add 9. 'Cause I've been standing at the station in need of education in the rain. This is actually quite difficult to sing this bit because it's quite high and quite relentless, but you've got the D, G, E minor, G, D, G, E minor, G. Made no preparation for my reputation once again. The sink is full of fishes, she's got dirty dishes in the brain. It's overflowing gently, it's all elementary, my friend. So Liam does a lot of throat singing throughout throughout both of the albums, or his entire career really, sort of like leaning up into the microphone, and you know, you get this throaty sound, but it's really kind of top sort of high notes as well, so it's quite a hard one to sing, but yeah, I mean, go for it. It's a great song as well. So Cast No Shadow. So this was one of my favourite songs. It's not that complicated, and I think Liam still likes it because he played it in his sort of solo sets, and it's got sort of basically the A sus4 and the G, so you again get this sort of suspension resolution sound, which is kind of coming up in quite a lot of their songs. I'm not sure about whether to put the third finger on there as well, sort of the fret 3, 3, 3. Here's a thought for every man, try to understand what's in his hand. But you've basically got A sus4 and then G. To cross the open road of love and life, surviving if you can. And then we've got minor and D, and then a C, and then a G, chained to all the places he never wished to stay, bound with all the weight of all the words he tried to say. As he faced the sun, he cast no shadow. G, A sus4, and then C. I would encourage you probably to put those two fingers on throughout the whole of this song as well, really. So you got G. As they took his soul, they stole his pride. I always thought it was an R, but apparently Noel is singing pride, pride. I thought it was always just an R. But anyway. As they took his soul, they stole his pride. As he faced the sun, he cast no shadow. And then back to A sus4. That's the turnaround. So the turnaround is where you've got sort of something slightly different before you go back. To A sus4 and G. I'll never listen to that again in the same way. I'm not sure that it's a pride, or maybe it is, or an R. But anyway, She's Electric. So next we've got She's Electric. Married with Children. Was it Married with Children? Married with Children uses exactly the same chords. There's no need for you to say you're sorry. Goodbye, I'm going home. And then we've got She's She's electric. She's got a family full of eccentrics. Maybe the phrasing is slightly different, but we've basically got this E chord, we've got G sharp, we've got C sharp minor, we've got A, which you can put down there, you want to put it there or there, and then C, and then we've got D. Actually, it is different. Going home. Last one, Married with Children, had B7, didn't it? So it's slightly different, but let's go through it. So she's electric. She's in a family full of eccentrics. She's done things I never expected, and I need more time. Goes again, E, G sharp, C sharp minor, A, E, G, C sharp minor, A. With her hand is a blister, and then the C, and then D, and E. Yeah, the chorus though is different. So you've got and what? They've got the chords the wrong way round. So it's A and then A major 7, but almost. So you've got A, and I want you to know I've got my mind made up now. So it does alternate between those two, and then E. And I want you to say, do you know what I'm saying? But I need more, 'cause I'll be you and you'll be me. E7, F sharp minor 7, and then she is electric, can I be electric too? And then back to that, the main phrase. So let's just do the end of that sort of A to A major 7. But I need more, 'cause I'll be you and you'll be me. There's lots and lots for us to see. There's lots and lots for us to do. She is electric, can I be electric too? Yeah, very exciting chords. And then it's got other bits at the end. It's just C, D, E, but it does have quite a nice ending effect, kind of this kind of building and like layering a little bit. So we've only got one or two more. Morning Glory. Is it called Morning Glory, or is it called What's the Story? No, it is called Morning Glory. So What's the Story, Morning Glory is obviously the name of the album. So how many? We've only got two more songs to do. Oh wow. Okay, so Morning Glory. So E minor 7 and D. I would be tempted, yeah, not to maybe do the third fret on the E string on this one. So you've got the kind of the slight difference between the D sound. Yeah, that doesn't sound quite right, does it? All your dreams are made when you're chained to the mirror and a razor blade. Today's the day that all the world will see. So it's kind of similar, but you're only keeping one finger on, not the two fingers. Another sunny afternoon. So E minor and then D. Tomorrow never knows what it doesn't know too soon. So A and C. Need a little time to wake up. So D sus2, you're just leaving that open E string. Need a little time to wake up, wake up. Need a little time to wake up. Need a little time to rest your mind. And then we've got a B add 11. I think it's just a B7 really, but you know you should, so you guess that I might as well. What's the story, Morning Glory? Well, and then A minor and C. then it will go back to E minor 7 to D and repeats. Very, very powerful kind of rocky song. It was played at just at Truck Festival, but before like the final band they played What's the Story, Morning Glory. So yeah, it's kind of one of those anthemic ones. And lastly, like I said, we're not doing the Swamp Song, but lastly we've got Champagne Supernova, which is kind of the most Strawberry Fields like psychedelic song Oasis have. And again, you've got the jangly sound, but this time we've got it with an A sus2 sort of sound. So that's open those top 2 strings, and then you can see A sus2 over G, A sus2 over F sharp, A sus2 over E. So it's sort of working its way down the bass line. How many special people change? How many lives that live it strange? Where were you while we were getting high? Just goes round again. Slowly walking down the hall, faster than a cannonball. Where were you while we were getting high? If you struggle, you can just do A sus2. It's sort of a drony, jangly sound. It'll work. Someday you will find me caught beneath the landslide in a champagne supernova in the sky. Someday you will find me caught beneath the landslide in a champagne supernova, in the sky. So it kind of goes right through jangly, jangly, jangly until the bridge, I think. So the chorus is still the same. Maybe a bit more fuller chords. But on the bridge, just people believe that they're gonna get away from the summer. You and I will live and die, the world's still spinning round, you don't know why. So E chords, why? So, you know, that build of tension and release is very much with that suspended. I think the chorus before the bridge, in fact, has someday you will find me caught beneath the landslides in a champagne supernova in the sky. But I'd have to listen to it. I suspect there's at least 2 guitars and the wall of sound with the guitars. I think one of them is still going to be doing that jangly A sus2 sound, and then you've got verse and outro is pretty much it goes on for quite a long time. I think it's about 7 minutes or something. Okay, so that is the top 2 albums of Oasis, the most popular first album, debut album, and the second album. There are a couple more songs. I don't know if I'll have a little go at whatever kind of came between the albums, and there were obviously some hits like the Masterplan, and there are kind of some other hits on their later albums like Stand By Me and Do You Know What I Mean. They're all quite similar, so once you've got the grip of those 2 albums, I mean, you can pretty much learn them. So I'll probably stop there. I might add a bonus track if I'm feeling generous. Okay, so bonus tracks, I've just worked out a couple of the other ones, that other hits that they play. So Whatever, we've got G over F sharp, E minor, D sus4, C, D and G. So basically you've got the 2 fingers kept on with a kind of Wonderwall-esque I'm free to be whatever I choose, and I'll sing the blues if I want. So it just goes G of F sharp, E minor, D, C, D, the string part is absolutely amazing in that song. I think I remember that coming out as well, and such an amazing song that isn't on one of their albums. Their B-sides are also fantastic. So the Masterplan, you've got this falling line, basically around an A minor. Take the time to make some sense, what you want to say. You can cast the words away upon the waves. But you've basically got A minor with acquiesce, with a slip of hope today. And as they land upon the shore, they've got D. Tell them not to fear no more. F. Say it loud and sing it proud today. And then the chorus, it repeats, but then you've got the chorus, which is a C. Dance if they wanna dance, please brother take a chance. You know they wanna go, which way they wanna go. We know is that we don't know. Do you recognise that? So C, G, A minor, E, F, G, C. It's Don't Look Back in Anger. But yeah, I mean, it's a good chord sequence, and why not reuse it? Absolutely. And the other one, do you know what I mean? Which is their third album. Get under till alone at dawn, back into the hole where I was born. Sun is in the sky, never raised an eye to me. You basically got Wonderwall, E minor, G, D, A. All my people right here, right now. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, yeah. Although obviously the melody and the instrumentation is very different. It's a very different feel, but it is reusing chords. So you'll find that you can play quite a lot of the other Oasis songs. I would like to leave this city. This old town don't smell too pretty. And so you've got C to F major 7. Really important to have that open E at the top. Otherwise it doesn't sound right. This city, this old town don't smell too pretty. I would like to leave this city. Don't smell too pretty. And I can feel the warning signs running around my mind. D and F. So I leave this island, book myself into a soul asylum. And C, G over B, or however you want to call that chord, A minor, and D, and then an F. So what do you say? So A minor to C. You can't give me the dreams that are mine anyways. You got E and then A minor. You're half the world away. F. Half the world away. Half the world away. I've been lost, I've been found, but I don't feel down. So you can notice a bit of Don't Look Back in Anger there as well, or should I say Don't Look Back in Anger references those changes as well, that F, F minor and C. Are there any others? Stand by me, nobody knows the way it's gonna be. So I don't think I know Stand By Me well enough, but Stand By Me. So Stand By Me is another popular one that they play a lot in their current tour. Stand by me, nobody knows the way it's gonna be. So you've got a kind of an odd time signature there. We've got F, D, G, and D, nobody, A minor, the way it's gonna be, F. So it's C, F, D, G, D, nobody knows the way it's gonna be, C, F, D, G, stand by me, nobody knows, and then F. So a little odd time signature. They don't do much with time signatures, but that one they do. I think I've covered everything. Let me know if I've missed an Oasis song, but that was just off the top of my head, trying to work out the last few popular ones that they do play. But so that's pretty much it, I think. So thank you for watching. A couple of bonus ones for you, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.